Greetings, everybody. This video is for anyone who is considering travel to Jamaica or anywhere else in the world at this moment. You have the choice or the right to do whatever is best for you. There's sometimes circumstances beyond your control that forces you to travel. I think the governments are saying that you shouldn't travel unless it's for essential purposes, i.e., perhaps a funeral or something like that. And so you will make the decision that is best for you and your family. What I want to say to you, though, and I think is very important point to make, and I know somebody is there trying to figure out, if they should book a flight to go to Jamaica or go anywhere else. Keep yourself informed. Know what you have to deal with before you make these decisions. And once you make the decision, you alone will have to live with it. Now, where I'm taking this video, I'm not going to take it to the point of figuring out what is happening in the world and if this is real or if it's not real, or, or even about violations or all of that. I'm just talking to somebody who need this message so that they can make a right decision for themselves or their family. One of the things I want to let you know is it's very complicated. If you're traveling right now, you have more to lose than to gain. If you're looking for a week or a few days of fun and pleasure and sun and sand and sea and all that comes with traveling, maybe you might want to think about what you have to face before and after so that you make the right decision. Now, if you're going to Jamaica, you're going to need a PCR test. You're going to need this information at the airport, or you will not be able to board a flight. Now you might be saying, we all know this already, but we can't assume that everybody knows, because some people don't know. People are still going to the airport and finding out that they needed this, or finding out that they needed to go onto the Jamaican government website and to apply for permission to enter the country, because without that, you can't board a flight. And people are missing money because they're not informed. Okay, so you need a PCR test before you go. And I think if I'm wrong, let me know, but I'm thinking it's $100 to get that test. So if you're traveling in a group, it's per person. When you get to Jamaica, before you return, you're going to have to do a PCR test again. And they're saying we don't want the antigen test. Okay, so the cost is between 20 to 25,000 Jamaican dollars for that PCR test, which has to be done 3 days before you return. I think there is 2 labs. There's 2 micro labs in Jamaica, one in Kingston and one in Montego Bay, where you have to do these tests before you can return. So again, you have to figure out your booking and your return flight, and to be able to coordinate it within the time before you return. Otherwise, you can't. You're required upon return to do another PCR test, and it has to be done at the airport here in Canada. So you're swabbed again, and if the results are negative, you have to go to a hotel to be quarantined for 3 days while you wait for your results. And at the hotel, the cost of that will be 2,000 Canadian dollars. Again, if you're traveling in a family of 2 or 3, imagine what that's like. It's $2,000 per person. And I guess it includes your hotel stay. When you're cleared to go home, you then have to be quarantined for another 14 days. Now, in another video, we could have a discussion about all this time and what it means for you. But I'm just saying, make these choices or the decision, understanding that there's a lot of consequences for traveling at this time. And I'm not saying that you shouldn't. I'm just giving you the information that you need to know before you go or before you book this flight. So there are a lot of people who are in long distance relationship, and your boo is in Jamaica. And I know that feeling of wanting to go home to see your partner. It's one of the worst feelings when you just get to the point where I can't do this anymore. I need to see my husband or my fiance or whatever. And these are choices you're going to make to go see them, but you just need to be informed. I also want to say this before the video ends, is that at this time, a lot of us Jamaicans are really getting to see our family. There are people who are in Jamaica right now that are stuck. And the truth be told, a lot of time when you go to visit family, and you're just there for a week or two, by the time you wake up the next morning after you've landed, they start asking you when you're going to leave. And I think that's one of the most infuriating things. There are people in Jamaica now who own their own home there, and people are asking them, when are you leaving? And I find that to be so infuriating. What do you mean? When are you leaving? The people are at home. Even if I don't own a home in Jamaica, I don't want anybody asking me when I'm leaving from my birthplace. This is my home. This is my home, the land of my birth. So, many of you are going to find out that your relative, once you hand over the presents that you got for them, they don't want you. They don't want to see you. And so if you get trapped there, think about the consequences. Many of you are going to lose jobs because when you return, somebody's going to have your job because the quarantine and all this and that, and assuming that you're not sick. If you are sick, it's going to be worse. So therefore, if you do the test and it's positive, imagine the length of time it's going to take for you to, get to the point where they will allow you back on a plane. And if you're if you are negative and you come here, there are consequences. What is going on? How is this thing changing our lives? It's a whole other debate. This one is just strictly giving you the information so you can make the right choice for yourself. And also, I think in everything that happens, whether they are sinister acts or whatever, I don't know these things because I can't, I have an insight, an idea what, could be happening here or there. But in general, I keep most of that stuff to myself because at this time, you have to be very careful what you're sharing with folks because even when you have the truth locked up in your hand, not everybody is ready to receive it. And that's why I would say to anybody who feel like shedding light on whatever it is they think they know, I would say to them, think of your family, because if you're fighting, especially for our people, and trying to educate them, it's one of the worst things you could possibly do, because if you're not doing it for yourself and your family, it's not worth it. It's not worth having anybody come to your household to antagonize you or your family over trying to save our people. Our people, put that in quotation, is they're not worth it. And another video, I will tell you what my spirit has led me to, some truth about who we are as African people and why we consistently find ourselves in some situations that we find ourselves. It's the spirit of our forebears, the spirit of our ancestors continue to live on, and they do return in this time to teach you and show you things. And when you know and hear, you must obey. You must listen, acquiesce to the spirit that teaches us. At this time, our families, most of them don't really care about each other. They don't care about you. They just want the thing you have to give. And you're going to find out at this time that if you find yourself stuck in Jamaica with these ones who claim they love you, who always antagonize you for money, you'll find out very soon that they don't want you there and you're going to be a problem. And you got a lot more to lose than to gain. Again, this is based on your own decision and your own choices. I'm just here just saying this is what you're dealing with if you choose to travel at this time. In the midst of all things, the universe is always conspiring, to bless us and to give us what we want. But at the end of the day, remember, we are all human beings and our power cannot supersede that of the spirits that live around us. So make the right choices and stay blessed, everybody. Stay blessed and walk in light. Seek truth wherever you can. And know that when you get the answers to the questions that you ask, it's not everyone that you can share that with. You can't share with everyone. The very ones you want to, enlighten and to teach, these are the very ones that will lead you to the gallows. Be mindful of how you share the truth. Find people who have like mind and speak together and share your truth together. But you can't save them all. Save yourself, save your family. And, you want to be seeing that everybody's happy and content and safe and all that. And so do your part to keep yourself safe. I personally, I've always been a person who think about hygiene, washing my hands, doing this or that, and being very careful. And I try not to be out too much these days because I really don't know exactly what is happening. All right? Stay safe, stay blessed, take care of yourself, take care of your family, love you, love the energies around you